Hello, and welcome back to D1001 Tales. As you may know today, or not, I don't know.
You were about to say fate, weren't you?
No,
I
I,
heard, yeah.
I was not. You can't
I
prove
heard.
it.
Oh, yeah, it's recorded. We can.
I could cut it out.
You could.
I could. Probably won't, but I could. Anyway, if you don't know, today is the anniversary for when the channel was first created. So that makes it like a little birthday for it. It's not when we first uploaded. It might be when we first uploaded. I can't remember how soon after it was because we did not start on YouTube, but keeping that story short.
Hmm.
However, since a lot of us were not available beforehand to record a little something something, those of us who are available decided to do something small. And if you can't quite tell already from what you're looking at, it's a tier list ranking all of the Fate villains up to this point. Villains slash antagonists.
All in quotations because we might be missing some people.
Oh, there may be some missing. That is very true. I tried to grab most. I think I could already tell one who's missing, actually. But that's
Um,
fine.
I have a, I have an idea of someone who might be missing now that I can actually see.
Yeah, after the 30 minutes of me setting up and thinking you could see the whole time.
Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah. Because I can see an old silver fox, but I don't see the young silver fox.
The old silver fox?
Yeah, it's got a mustache.
Oh, no, no, no. That was on purpose.
Okay.
I mean, I did mention his name while I was setting up to you.
Yeah, you did that, but I only saw the one, so I
Yeah,
wasn't sure if it.
no, no. That is on purpose.
Okay, because if I'm remembering correctly, I think they were the same one
Yeah,
or
basically.
something. Okay,
We'll get to that, though.
yes.
Because to
I was
start
just
to
thought,
start off our list without further ado, since there's not much else we need to do besides say these are very much our own personal opinions of a personal ranking system in our personal campaigns. So
hmm.
definitely opinionated. Yours very much may be different from ours, and that's fine. And to start off this list is quite the banger with the OG villain, Kama, which
Yeah,
specifically you can think of it as Kama throughout all of the series as she is essentially the same from the very beginning, but specifically this is the first Kama who appeared in Fate Game Arrival and was a force to be reckoned with. I'm
yeah.
I'm feeling a solid B.
Or
Like
yeah,
yet
B.
as I hover over A.
Hmm.
She was a force to be reckoned with, as I said, but as a villain, she was only there for a bit, and
Hmm.
I mean, there's definitely more impressive people than her.
Yeah, and plus she ended up becoming an ally in the other games.
Yes, whether by force or by choice. Not to mention the one immediately after just ramps it up even more with Arjuna Alter.
Yeah.
Whether or not you remember him in Fate Final Tear, oh god, Game Tear, he's definitely better than Kama as a villain, I'd say, both in terms of presence and presentation.
Well, yeah, that too, because I don't think they really thought of Kama as a villain necessarily. They were just there and causing issues.
They were a thorn in the side of the normal Grail War that was occurring, so you could consider everyone a villain to each other.
Yes.
Meanwhile, in Game Tear, Arjuna Alter is basically the one who created the whole game itself and became the final boss by choice.
Yes. And got the rage of my character on them.
And was beaten by the power of friendship, so that bumps him up.
Yeah.
But I'm not feeling S with him.
No.
Better than Kama, are you thinking A or B?
We can go with A because I don't remember because he got he got an actual like I am going to kick your ass,
He got an actual
sir.
storyline as opposed to Kama, who was a threat and nothing else.
Yeah.
All right, Thigh.
Yeah.
Need I say more?
No.
He was technically a villain for 5 minutes, and then became a prisoner, and then became either the worst or best ally, depending on how you view him.
He's a comic relief villain.
Yep. And moving on from a joke villain to another threat, Heracles Megalos.
D.
Do you say D or B?
D.
All right. I was feeling the same actually.
He was there for punch punch screamy scream, and he was resistant to force damage.
You remember that?
Yes.
No, like Thigh and Kama, he didn't do much as a villain. It was just power, and he's basically just a wall to break down.
Yeah.
Which I suppose you
Then
could also say for the next one coming up. But at least,
that.
yes, that's
Th-
Ashwatthama, Mr. Rewind
oh.
Time himself.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on, God.
I'd put him at least in C because he had
I
more
was just trying to hover
afterwards.
over someone. Yeah, he
Uh,
did have more afterwards, but as a villain, since
he
after that
was
point he
he
turned ally.
was like an unstoppable force that kept approaching over, and he had a unique thing with the time loop.
Yeah,
So I
you'd
and
bump
he had
him
a
up to
cool.
C for that?
Yeah, I bumped him up to C.
I can agree. I'll C or D. Alright, Moriarty, which I'm including both old and young for this, which technically is also including that one who's currently helping Zack from the base.
S tier.
I will not fight you on that.
Yeah, that's my boy.
He's Moriarty himself. He's literally part of the reason why Ashwatthama was a threat in the first place, and
Hmm.
he was the right hand man of Merim at the very end of Six Zenith.
Yep. As well as he was able to masterfully pull off Holmes and fool everyone.
Yeah, no, not only as Moriarty was he a threat, he steered the party. Well, okay. I am not including the one who was Holmes because that one was separate.
But
Those
wait, no, I thought
no, there was the good half that was with you in Avalon, and the bad half that was with Merim in the Void.
yeah, but I thought they combined.
In the end, yes, and that's why I use this old image is because that was him before he split.
Yeah, so it still counts as both deed done.
Fair enough. Although
I count
I
that as
wouldn't consider the good half that worked with you as a villain, but I can't really knock him for it.
well, he was still did deception and other such things,
True, true. He did fool you with his identity, and boy,
and
did
he
he
was
fool you.
trying to do other, and he did have other motivations. He wasn't purely good.
Oh no, he was never good, but he was
Hmm.
an ally. And speaking of ally, in a villain list.
B
Oh, B? B for
for
Boudica?
Boudica. Yes, B for Boudica.
B for Boudica and not boobs. Got it.
No, for butt.
God damn it.
Yeah, I mean,
I was thinking E just
I
because
really
she isn't
like
even a
her, but
villain.
well, as a villain, I guess she's not really. So I would
Like
guess she would.
she was supposed to be a villain, but she was a
Yeah,
villain forced ally immediately. So I'd honestly consider her worse of a villain than Thigh.
yeah. When it comes to villain, I just really like her.
But we're not rating them as characters. Otherwise, I'd put Kama a little higher than B.
Yeah,
And
I
I'd
know,
put
but
Thigh higher. I do like Thigh, despite how much I joke about him. Alright, aggravating the aggravating.
uh, either low C or high D.
Alright, let me do.
He was aggravating, but he's more. Was more of a.
He was a
It was
cunning
more,
threat.
yes. We had to be more resourceful with him.
Yes, which you may notice there's not a certain X on here who worked with him. That is for two
Mm.
reasons. One, I forgot about them, and two, well, they weren't
Oh,
entirely villain-like.
also you're also missing a Lancelot Berserker.
That I am. It's fine. Like I said, there's gonna be ones missing in this list, or like Joey said, one of us said it. Both of us said it. Alright. Good, good. I can see the ads popping up. No, get away. All
Bring
right.
on.
Lancer Artoria Alter, aka Leo.
Um, low B, high C in that area.
Yeah, I was thinking solid C, so I can agree with high. Oh, that voice crack.
Yeah,
There's not much I can really say for Leo. They were a threat from beginning to end, not of the session, but of like their arc.
yeah.
But afterwards, eh, they weren't there that long. They weren't that big of a threat. They were more so
They
Artoria's
were.
threat than the parties.
Yeah.
However, someone who was very much a threat to the party, Aya,
Yes.
which I
I.
can technically include Proto Gil with him since they worked together a lot, but he was the actual threat between the two.
Yeah. Um,
I,
I
f-
put him up in the A, maybe B.
I was thinking low A or maybe high B if we had to,
Yeah, I
because
was thinking.
for those who don't remember, he is the reason why the world was floating in water for a while.
Mm-hmm.
If that's not villainous, I don't know what is. No, but on a more serious note, he very.
Ah,
Hmm?
we're going in. We're basically going in order, right?
Essentially, but it's not all going to be one for one.
Where's Odin?
I couldn't get a good image of him. I couldn't find one.
What about his
So,
sister?
uh, Odin did not have a sister, but I was going to include Beatrice for that whole section. I
Beatrice
also
is.
see as someone's out of order. Well, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's we can get to her sooner, I suppose.
Yeah.
All right, nursery rhyme.
Was she a villain?
She kept you trapped for a session.
Yeah. E.
High or low E.
Low.
All right, good. I
'Cause,
was more
I
or less
mean,
agreeing there.
I mean, it just took a dispel magic.
I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong there.
I mean, I could have figured out a way, but I was not in that mindset to be able to do that.
Nor did it cross your mind. So
No.
she was a villain who was basically a roadblock for the party.
Hmm.
And that's all they ended up being, as they were very quickly dealt with once the problem was realized as a problem.
Yes.
Because the trick was to figure out, oh, we're in a space, gotta break out.
Well,
And
ended.
I guess not save the girl with it. Anyway, Beatrice, Angelica, and Damien.
Ah.
Darius. Who's Damien?
Well, they made those cards.
They made the cards. Angelica was not a threat. Beatrice was a bit of a threat, and Darius, of course, is the whole reason why that arc happened.
Was Beatrice which one was Beatrice?
Thor, or technically Magni.
Magni. She was not a threat.
She was more of a threat. Angelica is the one who had Gilgamesh that you just dispelled.
I just went, no, we're not dealing with this. I don't have the time. Yeah. I mean that was kind of funny with
I'm
that, and Odin was also pretty scary.
I'm feeling mid or high B,
I would say somewhere in B. I think above comma
above comma as a vit. There we go.
as
There
a
we go.
villainous
Yeah.
trio.
Even though you could consider them a quartet if you want to include Julian, but
Eh.
Julian didn't do much since he was with Darius. Now, Europa, the queen of kidnapping.
She goes in E.
Yeah, but where?
Uh, next to Boudica. I don't know if it's before, but I I guess in front because she actually had power to back it up more so.
And actually, it was on the villain side for more than 2 seconds.
Yeah, and had the she'd go above thigh too.
Oh yeah, you're right. Thighs there.
With
If I could move. Nope. Okay, got to do it that way.
should thigh be in the back?
Uh, yeah. Nah. Yeah.
I mean, even because Nursery Rhyme even had us trapped there. Thigh didn't do shit.
Thigh was a bandit who just attacked you for a second.
Yeah, I mean,
I feel like if anything, we were insulting the other two, putting them below Sai.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I don't think we were really thinking about it. We were just
No, not to mention
there.
Europa did have Talos with her.
Yes, that's why I was referring
Yeah,
to Talos.
which I am including Talos with Europa since he was a part of her Noble Phantasm.
Yes.
All right, now this one I'm including as two separate entities:
Uh-huh.
Endymion slash Ophiuchus and Yig the Foreigner.
Yes.
Specifically, Endymion.
Where's is the was
Hmm?
was the giver a bad guy?
No, I wouldn't count him as a bad guy.
Okay.
The
Um,
baddest thing he did was take on the appearance of King Hassan and test Belly.
okay. See, Endymion has my rage for reasons.
He was also the orchestrator of the entire first arc of Six Zenith.
Yes. So I'm going to say
I feel like
A, maybe S.
he has to be A above Aya, but I'm not sure if he goes above Arjuna since technically he couldn't control all of the Zodiac.
Yeah.
While
But he
Arjuna
also
very hmm?
he imprisoned many beautiful dragon women.
Oh, you're right, that does bump him up.
Bastard. And he had my Onis.
Oh, that is true. He did. No, yeah, you're right. I actually forgot about the whole Ibuki shoot it.
Yeah.
No, Ibaraki thing.
Yes.
Yig, I actually want to put below him.
Yeah.
Still above Aya, but below Arjuna
Yeah.
because
Because he was
he
basically a
he was
monster.
basically just a baby putting on a tantrum for wanting to be a beast despite not being able to because he can't love humanity.
Yeah.
That without taking away the entirety of Endymion's plan, that's all Yig
Mm,
was. Just a foreigner wanting to be a beast.
yeah.
And failing at it after the other foreigner, Ares, just saying no
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
One moment.
What are you doing here? I don't think you're supposed to be here yet.
Oh no, but they gotta cheat the system. Mudian, which if we want, we can include it as Khazra-drop since in Avalon it was said that it was just Khazra-drop using the name of Mudian the fairy. Despite the fact that their story may or may not be over, but let's just focus on what's happened. So everything that they did in Avalon,
Oh, bitch.
which was be a bitch, torture people, eat one of Merrim's limbs, and make a deal with Merlin.
I mean, they didn't actually.
No, they didn't actually
I
do that much. I am feeling B, but higher than comma. But I'm not sure about the Ainsworth family.
I wasn't even. I was gonna say C.
Higher low C.
High, I guess high C because they were more. I think they were more of a threat than Artoria, but
How do you feel about low B?
okay, low B, sure.
Come on. There we go. All right. Now, actually, moving on to the beginning of part two. Avenger Nero, the Phoenix.
Is D.
Yeah, I was feeling the exact same thing. Whether it's above or below the other meatheads, I don't know.
Above Agravane.
All right, top of the list. And
Not Agravane. Sorry. I
Megalos.
meant. Yeah,
Well,
Megalos.
I'll put them there anyway. Because they did have a
Yes.
bit of stuff to them. They had more meat than Megalos being a meathead. Because they were
Yeah.
Nero. Now, moving on from that, since that wasn't very much. Because the first arc didn't have much at all. We have Li Shuen, which we can also use for the right leg, since I cannot for the life of me find a token for that. I don't think I even
Uh,
used one. I'm still feeling high D.
yeah.
The first arc, I will clearly say, the weakest of the four limb arcs. And it was just the quickest fight, which I can't even remember. Was it a one-on-one with Li Shuen and Beowulf?
I maybe
I can't remember if it was or not.
I don't remember. I don't know how.
All right. Uh Lady Windup, the left leg. No, that's not right. Left arm. Left arm, right arm, one of the
Um,
arms.
I
Okay.
actually want to kind of put her maybe C or B area because she was a fun fight.
Oh, you consider that fight fun. I'm half glad.
I got to use my tank.
No, it's just because the battlefield was so big. That's what the
Yeah,
part I remember the most. Which,
I
who
like
boy, am I getting flashbacks now to the current? Yeah, you'll fight it tomorrow, as of when this goes up. But no, it was an interesting fight because it was basically an all-out war as a
yeah,
single fight.
Rhaenys.
Okay, yeah, the big one. I don't know if I want to say S, but definitely A somewhere.
Yeah, just because of just that constant annoyance.
The
That
constant, annoying, arrogant energy that she gave off,
and then just whenever sending.
and and the ability to back it up, whether it's not letting you contact people or being an actual force herself.
Yeah. I think Davy had a way around that.
What, the
She,
letters?
yeah, she
Yeah,
couldn't
yeah.
stop that.
If they ever met.
That would have been funny. How are they contacting? I thought I cut off all contact.
Ooh, I like that one. All right, and here's another one where I'm splitting them apart: Shiva and Basmasuda.
I,
Shiva, I feel, wasn't that big of a villain. Like, he felt like an obstacle to overcome in India because he was siding with Rama, but
mhm,
he wasn't a villain until Basmasuda.
yeah,
So I'm feeling Shiva either high D, mid or low C, and then Basmasuda a little higher.
yeah. Let's go with that. Sounds good.
Like, ooh, nope, hold up, there we like that.
Yeah.
All right, boy, not that much in India, but that makes sense. Now on to the city. Everyone's best nightmare, Doctor Arak, which will always include Crake and Mephistopheles.
Oh,
No, hold, not Mephistopheles. Wait, what? Hold on, Crake and Metastasis. God, that
oh wait,
Metastasis.
where is Mephistopheles?
Chapter 1.
Ah, okay. She goes in B for Booba.
Ha ha.
I see. I would
I can
put
agree though.
her higher, but I don't think she deserves to go any higher.
No, the only reason why I feel like she might deserve to go higher, which I'm not going to argue for, is because she got so desperate by the time Final Note came around.
Yeah.
But even then, I wouldn't put her higher because of that. All right. Now, Jacques de Molay.
See, I didn't get to fight her.
She was honestly just more of a pawn for the one who's about to come up.
Yeah, but I love her design. I just love her. Um, I,
Again,
I
I'm
guess,
feeling lower C.
yeah. I was gonna say in C because I can't justify her any higher than that.
Yeah, with how little she did, even though, well, no, there's no real arguing. And then Elena Alter.
I'd put her up high.
How high though?
I
Because I'm feeling B above Iraq.
uh, see. I enjoyed having that my whole interaction with her with the whole she's like bringing about the occult, and I'm just like, I seal away an evil god with the help of another one. You don't think I can handle you?
Not to mention her plan was to bring back Yig.
She's like, I just sealed him away. I just love that. Like, what? No.
So like
Yes.
technically, if her plan could have succeeded, which if I can't fully remember, I feel like it couldn't succeed in the first place because of Hoster.
Yeah, because
But the plan
Hoster was,
itself, I feel, puts her a bit high, but not like A tier.
and then I got to push her in, and then I got the Hoster. I got to push her in. Hoster just took her.
So B
Oh,
tier, B
B? Yeah, I'd say B.
above or below Moodian,
Above Moodian.
above or below Comma,
Uh, above comma.
above Comma. All right, how about the Ainsworth family?
Ainsworth. Yeah, no, a high B. I think she gets the high B.
The highest B, the highest B, despite not having the biggest.
Yeah.
All right, here's one I feel is another weak one. Noelle.
Uh, D.
Low D.
Yeah.
The only thing
Uh,
I feel that could push her up a little bit more is the fact that she had backstory, but as an actual villain, she was. But next, Beast 3R, Heaven's Whole Kiara Seishoin.
uh, I'd say C, maybe D. I don't remember
Honestly, I
her.
feel high D. Like, as a beast, yes, they are a threat. However,
They
the
didn't
role they
do.
played and what they did, there was not much.
Yeah.
Unique fight, though, with having it be Ellie's concert.
Yeah.
But that is the most I can give her. And now on
Hey,
to more of the top people in the city. Siegfried.
Sacred a villain?
He technically was, but he didn't act like it very much, so I'm feeling E, similar to all the non-villains in Thigh.
Yeah.
However, I honestly I feel like a little lower than Europa because Europa actually did villainy things like have Talos fight and kidnap you.
Yeah.
Siegfried, I can't remember a single thing he did. No, he did destroy the rebel camp base,
Yeah.
the build, the you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Eris's group's hideout.
Yeah.
But even then, I still feel like Europa's a bit higher than him.
Yeah.
And from Jack, because we're doing Joker later, to Queen, Marie Alter, the OG.
What did she do? She was in the
She, I actually
casino?
can't remember much that she did, so I guess not very memorable. But she did some of the hounds and did not take damage except by having the hounds be killed.
Yeah. I guess, but she was actively antagonistic.
Oh, very much so. She was a. I can't, there was someone in particular she was antagonistic toward. It might Eris. She was a villain for Eris.
Oh
That's
yeah.
why the party didn't interact very much with her.
I put her in D.
Above the meatheads.
Yeah.
Li Shuen, above or below? As I need to put her down somewhere.
Above.
All right, keeping her there. Now, the right arm, the Rat King. He just likes pizza.
Yeah.
He didn't actually stop you guys that much. Did he
No,
even fight you?
I think we had to fight the Rat King.
I know you fought
Wasn't that
rats.
part of the Heaven Hole fight?
Ooh, maybe.
I just put him in E.
I'll put him in the highest E since he was actually one of the main villains, but
But he didn't really want to.
no. If anything, the most villainous thing he did was try and stop you guys from going to Avalon.
Yeah.
Which, speaking of heading to Avalon, Ku Alter, the king.
He was a pain to fight, but that was about it, wasn't it?
Honestly, I feel, except for his role as king of the city, he feels just more like the other meatheads in D.
Yeah.
So I feel like I can't even put him above C tier somewhere.
Yeah. Because he was scary when he just appeared out of nowhere and just ripped people apart, but that's
He
about
was
it.
a threat, but he was just showing off power pretty much. So I above or below Shiva, because definitely above Malay.
Above Shiva because he was more intimidating.
Hold no, got
Because
no,
Shiva put
yeah,
on the air of a good
yes.
king.
Era Shiva put on the air of a god and king. Ku put on the air of a villain.
Of a villainous dictator.
All right, I actually don't know why this is the image I'm using now that I think about it. Nobunaga.
I want to say B or A.
I can see low. Actually, no. I feel higher than Aya, maybe higher than Yig,
Yeah,
just
because you
because
also
they
set up
they were
that
also the
threat.
ones included in very early on with Raiko and Nursery Rhyme.
Yes, that early on threat of, oh, the demon lord is coming.
They were hinted at early on, a threat right before you entered Avalon, and a threat, actually one of the final threats in Avalon.
Oh,
Only for them to also be a threat at the final battle.
Yeah.
So yeah, Nobunaga, good villain.
Yeah.
And if we want to include their if you haven't watched recent episodes of Final Note of Chapter
I
2, if we want to include them there as the same person, I don't think that would actually affect their rank that much.
No, it wouldn't. Because it wasn't really them. It was just an echo of
It was
them.
more of a send off, I suppose.
Yeah.
Speaking of send off, Maxwell's Demon.
Ah, low B, high C.
I was actually thinking the same thing, low B, high C. The
Yeah.
fight was more on the unique side. There was a threat and I think a time limit too,
Yeah.
but it wasn't. But it wasn't that long. It was a very short thing for that and Albion, so actually knocking down
Yeah.
to high C.
All right.
Now I almost said the wrong name. Okita Alter.
I don't really remember what they did.
They called themselves the Majin Saber, and they did not do much until they were defeated and became the actual Okita who was Maurice's servant in Avalon. So I'm feeling,
D,
yeah, like midish D, high D maybe.
maybe.
Below, no, below Li Xuan for sure. Not sure about the others.
Yeah.
Arthur
Oh,
Pendragon. I
bastard.
I actually don't know. I don't feel like he should be all that high.
Yeah, but he got me killed.
He got you killed. Did he?
Yeah. Nessa.
Okay. I was thinking Jules.
No, he got Nessa killed.
No, that's why I couldn't remember. I was on Jules. Like, when did you two really interact?
If he hadn't been there, I probably would have survived.
No, you are right. I actually forgot about the Nessa part. Yeah,
Bastard. The bastard doesn't deserve any hype. Where does he go? Where do you think?
I'm honestly thinking D, high D.
Sure.
Well, actually, no, because if we also want to include him as the leader of the Wild Hunt, no, still high D. All right, I think we got another E in our hands in the Doppel
Yeah.
because they acted like a villain for a bit, but the doppelganger itself was not so much of a villain as much as just a force of nature
Yeah.
that sided with no one person.
Mhm.
Morgan Le Fay, the Queen of the Fae.
Did she do? What did she do?
Well, she turned Gretchen.
I
That's
well,
that's something.
yeah, but was it really uh I wouldn't say it's evil, more
No, it wasn't evil,
it
and she
it as Fae do.
She was also more of just like a third party compared to you guys and Merum in Avalon,
Yeah,
just creating a three-way conflict.
I think I'd set her somewhere maybe in D.
High D, because I can feel them above Maxwell.
That's a C.
Oh God, I'm in the wrong area. Above Arthur for sure. Then
Yeah.
hold on, Arthur, move down. Artorias, get out of there. Uh, Monica Saijo.
See, she was threatening and scary, but she didn't actually do anything.
Now here's the thing. For me, at least, I'm also including the Ayaka in Extraneous, since it was kind of
Uh,
heavily hinted that they become one and the same eventually.
oh, which one was Ayaka?
Gareth's master,
Oh, the bitch.
the one who went down the dark path.
Yeah. See?
I'm feeling mid C above, maybe above Ashwatthama, maybe right below.
Yeah, somewhere there.
Let's just put them there.
She was scary, but she wasn't affecting anything too
She was
much.
threatening, but she was not a threat.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess the most threatening thing she did was uh, use Nessa as a vessel.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, as now for an actual threatening beast, hi Draco, hi Nero, hello the whore of Babylon.
Does this include the one
No,
in X?
no,
No.
you can see her down at the bottom.
Oh yeah, there she
This
is.
is purely the one that was Pedoru up until Avalon.
Mm-hmm. Definitely has to go above the Phoenix. Maybe B,
B,
B or C.
I can see B just above comma.
Yeah, because she was running around doing her thing, and we also cared more because all we care because well, Jules cared about Nero and the whole sense of the thing, and then she got the super fixation. Wait, was she the one that had the super fixation on killing Nero on me?
Yes, because of you helping Nero initially,
Yes,
as well as them trying to control time through that tree.
yes, and then if Monica had gotten with her for Sodom's Beast, we
Yes.
were able to stop that.
Yep. Who was it? Was it Ibuki who just picked her up and threw her away?
Yeah,
Good memories.
yep. Just okay, little one, not now.
All right,
Woo!
this one I think I know where to put instantly with the
Yeah,
other leg. It was it was just there.
yeah.
It didn't do anything. It barely did anything
It's
because
standing there, menacingly.
I mean flying there, got it right.
Yeah, I know, but that's not the line.
And not to mention, no, I know. Not to mention that at the end it was just eaten
Yeah.
by a certain Moodian slash Kazuto drop.
Hmm.
So unceremoniously killed. The only neat thing about it was that the fight was on its back, but even then, it was a ship battle.
Yeah.
But it's just a limb.
Yeah. The only limb that got to go higher was the wind up doll.
Yeah, Lady Wind Up just because of Rhinus, I assume.
Rhinus and I got to use my tank.
The fight was good, but
It was a mecha battle.
I feel like we're just rating the limbs based on their fights and not who they are.
Yeah. And also I got to use her parts to build.
That's true. Like, I mean, the Rat King, I don't even remember his fight.
He was it was during the fight with the beast lady.
I assume you're right. I just don't remember it.
He
Uh,
transformed into a giant rat.
King of the Sky, the fight was a ship battle. That was neat. The battle with Lubu, which was pretty much the only fight for the Land King. It was
Yeah.
just a one-on-one. I don't actually know why he's so high. And Lady Windup was an honestly interesting fight.
Because it was the kind of just like the one-on-one. He was the first introduction,
Fair.
and he
All
had a
right.
pretty high point.
After Avalon, we move into the Void in the final section of Sig Zenith.
Hmm.
Van Gogh, the mini boss within the Void.
She was just kind of there.
I'm feeling lower tier of D.
Yeah.
If they. Nope, not that low. Like there ish. Maybe
Yeah.
above the Phoenix.
Well, the Phoenix gave us Padaru.
Ah, you're right. But Van Gogh gave you Van Gogh.
Yeah, but we no.
Maram Solomon himself. I feel like he
He
has to be
was
a what?
was he a villain? Oh, I guess he was the legs, but
Well, Maram was the
no,
body.
I'm mixing him up with someone else.
Maram was the source of all of the limbs.
No, I was mixing him up with Angramanyu.
Ah, no, he's not on the list, even though I guess he could be.
I was mixing the two of them up.
I feel like Maram has
Um,
to be at least A somewhere, if not S, but that's pushing it for me.
yeah, I honestly I'd put him below the not Darius.
Endymion?
Endymion, yes.
Yeah, I was between putting him above or below him.
Yeah.
And then type null or no, beast null type void, Cath Palug.
I want to put him in A
Yeah, but how high?
above Yig.
But below Rhinus.
Yes.
I can agree
Because
with
he
that.
in the end he was a big monster, but he was really cool.
He was just a big monster, but he was also a big threat.
Hmm.
And the final boss,
Yep.
along with Maram and Co.
Yep.
You know, just looking at this for a list of Six Zenith, I can pretty much agree with this.
Yep. There's only one king of villainy.
Like I might try and push for Endymion and Maram to be S if it was just Six Zenith, but now we got more to
Yeah.
go through.
The Napoleon of crime.
I mean, he's got to be up there. All right, moving on to Salem in extraneous. Gilles de Rais.
That chameleon-eyed bastard. Um, see, his creepiness puts him up a bit higher, but I don't think he did much.
I mean, in a way, you could try and consider him the final villain of Salem, but that gets
He
iffy when
gets,
Hokusai gets involved.
yeah, so
I'm feeling low C.
yeah, low C, but he's below Mole.
Oh yeah, definitely. There's no putting him above that.
No.
But speaking of the final villain of Salem, Hokusai. Definitely not a surprise to anyone if the poll was anything to go by that I had good running at the time.
Yeah. I mean, they appeared there
As a
and they
villain, I feel like Gilles actually was the villain of
more,
Salem. Hokusai was
yeah,
just the final boss of Salem.
uh, she's also more of a byproduct because she's just an
Yeah.
experiment and she just did what she wanted afterwards. She didn't really do
Well,
anything.
not that she did what she wanted afterwards, but Kyokutei Bakin took her afterwards.
Yeah, well, no, I'm just saying the two of them just did as
Yeah.
they pleased
Okay.
afterwards.
Yeah.
So I put him in D, maybe E.
I was gonna say low D, so yeah.
Yeah,
Ashia Doman.
S tier.
I honestly was kind of feeling the same, if not just somewhere in A. Low
Nah,
at low at soft S.
he's not above Moriarty, but he's up there.
However, his role throughout the entirety of the campaign being that early on overarching threat, whether or not he ended up being the ultimate threat, not really.
Yeah, but
But
he was a fun villain.
he was a fun villain, and there was always that presence of Is he a villain? Can he be our ally? Where does he stand with us?
Yes.
That sort of back and forth where your first encounter, whoo boy, he's trying to kill us. Second encounter, hello, can I ask you for some assistance?
Well, he already tried to steal.
Next up, a antagonistic force, far less than the previous one. Darius. Not to be confused with the one I couldn't get a token for, Darius Ainsworth. Darius the Persian King?
Yeah, king.
Good, I couldn't remember king was the right word. And his army of skeletons.
Yeah, his skelly boys. Which they did add a lot of variety.
They did. Especially considering there were more than just the fight with him. You had fights with just his skeletons beforehand.
Yeah.
And the little hint at it very early on when you helped Archimedes in that one quest.
Yes.
So you could tell that he was going to be a threat, but he ended up being a lot less of a threat than maybe it was built up to be.
Mm-hmm.
But still there. Definitely above Gilles, I'd say.
Yeah, Belgium.
Above Molay or no?
Maybe.
Maybe above Molay. I'm not sure about Guy. I can't even reach one or the other. There we go.
I could be persuaded.
He actually did stuff on his own as opposed to the pawn that Molay was.
Mm-hmm.
There's
That's
my
true.
persuasion.
I'll
All
give
right,
you
let's
that.
try and get the lightning round out the way. The Tamamos.
All right, lightning round.
Oh, cat.
E.
Did you say C or D?
E.
E? All right.
I don't think that was a villain at all. They just wanted someone to play with.
You're right. You're right. Gucci.
Gucci wasn't a villain at all either.
No, not towards you guys. I'd say a little higher than cat though. Delmo
Yeah.
right there with Gucci.
Gucci. Mm-hmm.
Tenma.
Tenma viewed themselves as a villain, but they weren't.
In Tenma's eyes, she'd be an S-class villain.
Mm-hmm.
Or wait, would she rank herself low because of her low self-esteem?
No, because she views herself as a horrible monster, so she would.
She'd probably rank herself like C or D.
Well, no, I think she would view herself as a giant threat to the world, and she needs to
But
be locked up.
so's Yig. He's not super high.
Okay, fair. But her in herself, she would rather stay alone and not do anything.
Low D because she had the power to be the villain, but she herself did not want to be, but she thought she was.
She did not want to be the monster that she thought she was.
Hime, above Tenma because she actually was. You guys did not fight her. OG did fight her, and she was, technically helping the Daji team, even if not that much.
Yeah.
Arya, along with Kat.
Yeah.
Oh, one day. There we go. Hime. Wait, no, hold. That's not Hime. Jade.
Jade, she was a monster to the enemy.
I don't think she even fought you guys. She wanted to, but she didn't.
No, she didn't. Because she wanted to fight OG, but OG
she was a
not.
bullet dodged for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
And now I have the Koyonskaya tokens to represent both Vitches that Daji had control of. Wait, hang on. Wait.
Yeah.
Aha! Oh, no, she's the here. Never mind.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta move Daji around.
Yep.
So here's one that is an actual villain.
Mm-hmm.
Above.
Well, she was more of a lackey, if anything.
Yeah. Yeah, but
wasn't she also in wasn't she in the Limb?
No, you're thinking of the Tamamos that were there in that world, different ones.
Alright.
Infinite Tamamos.
Oh, hold on, we have a guest here.
Indeed, we do.
Let me
It is me.
grab you. Hi. Oh, you're so small. Hi, little box head.
Hello, it is me. I decided to come by because even if I don't know much about Fate, I do want to celebrate the channel's 10th anniversary.
Nah, that's good. I mean,
Say
it's a. Do you say 10th anniversary?
Well, how old is this? Is it 5th? Is it 10th?
I think it's like the 4th year.
Oh. Oh, thank God. I was like, wait, why are you making me celebrate? I have only been here like 3.
Yeah, you've been here since near the beginning. Actually, it might be the 3rd. No, it can't be the 3rd. It could be the 3rd.
Could be.
Insert year here anniversary. And we get a
Wow.
surprise clutch. Honestly, I
Glad
feel
I
like the
could make it.
Koyonskayas, or the Vitches, I should say, are like around Darius, right below Shiva.
Yeah, but they were also just lackeys.
Well, so was Darius, and they were all
Right.
threats in their own right.
Yeah.
Which I guess it's a little unfair for the Tamamo, since there are 2 of them being treated with this 1 token.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. Next is a villain that really didn't do that much. It was definitely being covered up right now. Talalak.
Yep.
Her story's not actually that done, so Loey.
But it will be in the future?
Oh yeah. Oh, she
Oh,
has a role to play still.
eh,
However,
Yep.
in the story where she did appear, she did not do that much. So technically, I should put her higher, but since it's not complete, I'm putting her below everything else.
sounds good.
Now, Sinbad, the ship of Theseus, whatever name you want him to call by, you want to call him by. There we go. I'm
The
I'm,
club figure.
I'm
Big, scary
feeling at
pirate man.
least B, if not somewhere in A.
Yeah, but that depends on which version that he is at the time.
Well, I mean, even he
That's
doesn't
the
remember who
point.
he is.
Yeah. So B or B.
Hi, B.
Uh, yeah, we can put him there.
Right, now I have to actually start scrolling all the time. All right. Uh, oof. I'm just going to simplify by calling it Vengeance.
Vengeance. I want to
D.
put it C just because I got my line.
You know what? It has to be low C, but I'll give you that.
Sometimes heroes make the villains a little bit better.
No, trust me, that's right.
Yeah.
Because they did not do all that much. They were just a threat that had to be taken down.
What I got to say, I'm Dave Jones. I am vengeance.
You had the best line of the campaign, maybe.
That was the best.
It's one of the best lines. Not sure if it's the. Anyway, Wu Shen, the Empress.
Fear of cats. We had her kryptonite in the form of a cat man.
You're right.
I want to say D.
I was feeling lowish C.
Okay, we can do that.
Above or below Vengeance?
Those are both. That's a coin flip. You can decide.
Right. Now, these two honestly could be put together depending on how you view them. Brynhildr and Kriemhild. One of them had the flip flop as the plot twist, and the other was the lead into that.
Ooh.
And technically,
Yeah.
you could consider that a flip flop too, with Brynhildr leading to Oslog.
Yeah.
They just flip sides, basically.
I'm not sure. Where are you thinking?
If we're keeping them together, I'm feeling both high D, otherwise Kriemhild somewhere in C.
I can see Kriemhild being. I did like Kriemhild. I wanted her not to be evil.
Yeah.
I tried.
There's
I
not
tried hard.
many there's not many on this list who are ally turned villain. A lot of villain turned allies.
Yeah.
So if anything,
I guess
it
put
is
her in the
refreshing.
C. Yeah, put her in the C and put the other one in the D.
Hold on, gotta find out where. Above or below the lackey area?
Above the lackey.
Shiva.
No, no.
And then you said high D for Brynhildr.
Yeah.
There we go. Now, Tame Tomo.
Sore fucking loser. I'm in D.
D?
D.
How high?
Uh,
Or low, I
I'm
suppose.
like, he's either above or below Megalos. I'm not sure.
In that case, I shall put him up
Like,
above.
because in that case, I was able to counter him unintentionally.
Yeah. Even though as a sniper, he would have been very threatening had you guys not been able to climb the tower.
Yes. He was a tower sniping sore loser.
Now,
Sometimes it's all you can get. Actually, I remember that fight.
oh, you do? Surprising.
I think I actually walked in while you guys were fighting on the bridge and dealing with that stupid bullshit.
Maybe you did.
Oh yeah, what? Oh wait, is that the guy? Is that the father with all the sons?
Yes, this is the dad with his children.
Okay.
Feihu, I believe, is the only part of his name. Like, Huang Fei? No, I can't remember his full name.
That bastard stabbed me.
And
He killed a
Tamamo.
He killed a bunch of our friends.
I'm just gonna put him somewhere so the list can see him. This isn't necessarily where he's staying.
I think CRB.
Alright, you know what? He was a threat from the beginning. He showed he meant business, even if he was a bit misguided with being tricked by Daji.
Mm-hmm.
So that knocks him out of B, but I would keep him in the higher end of C.
Yeah, I think right there's fine.
All right, now one of your favorites, I'd assume.
Yeah, but
Kugumimi
she
no
didn't.
Mikasa. Ooh.
She's an E. There's no.
No.
She didn't do anything.
No.
She died unceremoniously.
Unceremonious death. Didn't even get to fight. Was built up to be something. Ended up being nothing. Reused later on, but that's a different person, so we don't count that.
Still fucking strong.
Oh, she's strong, alright. Anyway, this one I feel will be a little higher. Francesca! The actual threat of Salem.
I want to put her in A because she nearly tricked me into being her servant.
Above or below Rhinus?
Below Rhinus. See, they're both in the same vein, but
Yeah.
Rhinus is the more intelligent and reserved, which is scarier.
Rhinus was the more intelligent threat. Francesca was the more devious threat.
Yes. Well, I would say more chaotic threat because you never knew what she was gonna do. Whereas
True.
Rhinus, there was a plan. You wouldn't know what Rhinus is going to do, but there was logic behind it.
Yes.
Hers
Francesca was just doing whatever the hell she wanted.
Yes.
Like helping out Sepher.
See, they were a big, scary beast coming through, and they didn't get to do much.
They did not get to fully show off what they can do. How high in C?
I'd say near. I think I want to say above. Above Ashvatama, maybe one more.
Like there?
Yeah.
As that is where my mouse wanted to put her in anyway.
Yeah.
Alright. Now, one that is going to actually span a bit. Because now I can fully say Edward the Black Prince, also known as just the Black Prince, the founder of Wallachia. Which is including everything he did in Extraneous and now Chapter 2 of Final Note.
He didn't do too much in
Extraneous,
Final Note.
no.
I mean, Extraneous. But
the most he did was take Francesca's sin and pose a threat to an NPC. I melt.
And he was kind of set as an otherworldly big bad, so he had that intimidation factor.
He had the intimidation factor that crossed over into another campaign where technically he's not finished, but for all intents and purposes, yes. The fight with
And he
Zack and
did
Co.
set
It
up.
was his finale.
I would say C, maybe B.
C, maybe B. I can see, yeah, definitely above Iraq,
Yeah,
above
because
Mudian.
he set up the mm, yes, but only because yes, you know why.
Yes, but only no, I know why. Because as we said, Kazuto Drop is not fully finished. Daji.
Yeah,
She was a villain, built up from the beginning all the way until like just about the end, and was tricked and betrayed. Only for a bigger threat to come right out of her.
you know what I just realized?
Hmm?
You had the when we I'll wait till we get to when we get to her
Yeah.
to the next one.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say B, maybe A.
B, maybe A.
Unless you think she should go.
Oh, definitely not S. I'm just thinking like comparing to others in those areas.
Because she did have her, because she was also manipulating other people too.
High B?
Yeah.
Unless you want to push her into A.
Nah, she's high B.
However, I feel this might just be my personal opinion, but I feel like Moon Hakuno, or Tsukino as I would call her, should be a bit higher than Daji.
Yeah, yeah. But here's the thing
Hmm?
about what you were saying with you know what you did with this?
What did I do?
You had because with the run with the games where you choose the servant and based on the difficulty,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
uh, you made the Moon Hakuno, the Tsukino, basically decide to sacrifice her Chamamo to get Nero.
Oh, you noticed. I did it on
I
purpose.
did. Okay. I'm just like I just realized you did that.
Yep. No.
Even
Well,
though
well,
you
male Hakuno, your Hakuno would have Tamamo both for the CCC Foxtail route, but also just in general choosing Tamamo. The Moon one would choose Nero.
yeah.
That
I
was
was
fully
thinking, but
intentional.
you okay. Okay, I just realized that.
I mean, it wasn't too obvious unless you look at them side by side, I suppose, or actually
Yeah, I
think
didn't
about it.
think about I just realized that that's the opposite of what you would have done. You would have sacrificed Nero to get your hands on
Oh, any day of the week, except for
okay.
this Nero in particular coming up. But that's anyway. Hakuno, Tsukino,
A, I guess. A, low A.
mid or low A, definitely not S.
Above or below Francesca?
Above Francesca.
Okay.
I don't think above Rhinus though.
No.
Rhinus just has that power.
Yeah.
And then for the servant that they oh so wanted, Nero Claudius, also known as the Whore of Babylon again. But this
Yeah.
time, it is their birth that led into the Nero that you would meet in 16th. I've gone over this before in other videos. I don't need to do it again here. Long story short, the order of events you'll see in Sessions is not how Nero would view it. Her first fight in Extraneous, the final battle there, well, not the final battle, but you know what I mean, is her first awakening, and then is summoned as Zodiacs. Proceed from there. I feel like I need to put her around Daji because yes, she wasn't exactly villainous, but she very much had that aura.
But she also didn't do anything.
No, she didn't do much. She was there, had you all applaud for her, fought you, and then walked up a staircase.
Yeah. So I wouldn't really put that in a villainous way. She had the aura, but she wasn't really
No,
much of a
you
villain.
are right. I even myself I would say that she's not a villain. She was the ceremonial battle.
Yeah.
No,
feel
even
like
I had to convince myself of that.
so. Where are you feeling?
C or D?
I guess the
Now where? And C as I just put her somewhere.
uh, sure.
I feel like I should put her at least above Vengeance, but that's up to you.
Okay, you can put her above Vengeance.
If there we go. Thank you. And to round out our lovely group of extraneous, Taisui.
Why is my baby there? My baby's not a villain.
Maybe not, but he could have been.
My baby. I will hear no such things.
I mean, he definitely did villainous things. You can't deny that.
What? What did he do?
Turn a house into flesh.
That's not villainous.
Cursed objects.
That's what's the term?
Malicious.
No, it's not malicious. It's just occultic.
Ah,
Creepy.
yes. As well as, I feel like I've said this before, but I'll say it again here just for a point for him, even though it's not going to be that much. If you did end up going on the path of collecting more Taisuis, he would have been the final fight with Hyaki at that moment.
I still would have done it.
Oh, I know. I mean, I'm only feeling in the D's, maybe C.
I'm not even feeling that.
You're just feeling E.
Yeah. So if you want to put him in the D, you can, but low.
Between the Tamamos. All right. That's 2 campaigns down as I raised 2 fingers. And that's a list. 1 S per campaign so far.
Yeah.
Honestly, this is looking pretty all right.
Yeah.
I can agree with a majority of this, if not all of it. Only one I'm really questioning is Talalok. That's you know why.
Oh yeah, well, you can't do anything about that.
Oh, I know. Anyway, now on to the current campaign, even if it's not the current world. Faust. Specifically, Pan-Human History Faust. Now, I know what you're thinking. This was a
Very innocent.
player.
Tricking a poor innocent girl into believing that they were their father. The bastard.
However, I'm pretty sure even Argos would agree he was evil.
Yeah. I put him in D.
How high or low?
He's in the lower end because is just more kind of evil to
All
see
right,
what would happen.
compared to the meatheads that are above him currently, where? Well,
I'd
meatheads and Noel.
say along the line, probably maybe above or below Hokusai, because it's in the same vein of they are
yeah.
evil, but they just kind of did what they wanted to,
Fair
and
enough.
not really did anything evil, but could do things evil, malicious for the sake of haha funny.
Evil for the sake of just seeing how it plays out.
Yeah.
Now, here's one I'm interested to see your opinion. Heidi.
E.
Fair enough. How high or low?
I guess high E.
Well, if I can grab her. Don't you worry, Gucci. There you go. And her love, Monte Cristo, the Count, Edmond Dante.
D or C?
Now, this you can still include the extraneous stuff.
D or C?
I didn't think it would change that
Again,
much.
he didn't do much.
No.
Yeah, I guess like behind Vengeance, I'd put him.
But there we go. Maybe.
Because he never got his vengeance.
Not yet.
Not yet.
I mean, he's still currently in the story, isn't he?
Yeah, that's true.
However, Alexandre Dumas, the man who used Monte Cristo in Chapter 1 and Heidi.
That is a D tier villain if I've ever seen one.
Ah, thank you. I say that like I
Put him at
made
the
him
bottom.
at the bottom of
Put
D.
him Yeah, because he was a wannabe.
Oh man, he's gotta learn a thing or two from, I was gonna say Holmes, from Moriarty.
Yeah.
Alright. Next on the list, as if you can notice, we keep moving things around because now and again, like I said, there's ones who aren't on the list that I remember. So, we've got Schrodinger's cat, also known as Grimulkin, also known as a part of the Wild Hunt. I'm feeling B or C.
Low. He's on the level of Maxwell's Demons.
On the level of Maxwell's Demons, so high C?
I see. Wait, did you said B or C, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, high C. So he's there. He
So
was kind of
next-
petty, but I'd say below Max. Nah, maybe I don't know.
I mean,
What do you think
I
that?
can agree with that because even if the fight with him himself wasn't much, the presence he had with all the shadows and the fog
Yeah,
was certainly something, as well as that slight connection with him and Bavanchi, the Rain Witch? Fog Witch. We'll get to the Rain Witch eventually.
we will.
Maybe.
What Rain Witch?
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Alright. We talked about one of the witches, but I wouldn't exactly call him a villain. So, next best one is the second. The Witch of Lamentation, Jeanne d'Arc Alta. I
Wait, where did?
honestly...
I mean, we didn't really. I put her in somewhere in D.
Somewhere in D. I will say in that case, above Soji Altar.
Okay.
You know what? Also, just to get it out the way,
Oh, he goes even farther below.
what?
Yeah.
I mean, he's certainly at least low D, if not E, but I feel like, at least
He's
if the
better than
villain,
his.
he's better than the nons.
Yeah. Wait, he's better. Kept shooting that bastard. He's worse than his frilled chameleon brother.
Oh, way worse. Bluebeard does not deserve that much. Now, who does deserve much?
That
Possibly
exploding bastard.
Mephistopheles, because yes,
I want my ring back.
we are including it from the city Joker all the way until his demise in World 1 of Final Note.
I want my fucking ring back.
He was a pain in the side multiple times over and a personal threat for multiple people. I'm
C?
feeling somewhere in C.
Yeah. Above the king or below the king?
The king is in Ku?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
What about Ashvatthama?
I guess he would be above Ashwatthama.
But above the beast and the foreigner?
Yeah. I think so. I think that's good where he is.
And now here's what I feel would be another D, technically, in Beowulf.
Yeah. Above Bluebeard.
Above Bluebeard! But
And
below...
above the other guy.
Above Dumas?
Yeah, above Dumas, because he could actually back up his shit.
It was just that he was so single-focused on Grendel, which is the whole reason he was a villain.
Yeah.
If Grendel wasn't with you guys, it's unlikely he would have fought against you.
Yeah.
And now this one represents technically both Valpurgis and the ultimate one, Walpurgis Nacht, the Witch's Web.
B, maybe A,
I need to grab her first.
because she was kind of that hidden villain.
I can see B. Who's in B? Yeah. Hold on. I haven't even grabbed her. Hold on. There we go. Above Moodian?
Yes.
Like, you thinking here or above the Black Prince?
Mm, Hmm. No, I'm thinking there because the Black Prince kind of had more.
Yeah. Plus, he was there longer.
Yeah.
Now, that's it for chapter 1, pretty much. Unless I'm missing one. However, next up, the Shadow Shoguns.
D.
Yeah, I know that much is obvious, but how low?
Above Dumont.
Like, yes, they are technically a threat, but as what the name implies, they're just shadows. And probably following along that line somewhere is Marie Alter. Again. But a different one.
Above the shadows.
Above the shadows.
Yeah, because they were more of a threat than them. But
For a moment. She never
yeah,
really got her time to shine.
because I stole the sacrifice.
Yeah, you did.
What would have happened if she actually did that?
Well, then the fight would have changed into a little bit of a different fight.
Would it have been a lot harder?
Maybe a little bit.
Okay. Now she's still alive with
Unless the world ends.
Charlemagne.
Charlemagne calling her Queenie.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Son of the Shining Star, the Star Class Commander.
C?
Yeah, I'm feeling somewhere in C.
Above.
Where relative to Ku? Because I can feel him above Shiva.
I'd say next to Ashvatthama.
Above or below Ashvatthama.
Below.
God, wait, who?
Because
Okay,
I
he's over
had
there
to
now.
run. I would
Oh,
rather
wait, there we go.
I would rather run into him than Ashvatthama.
Fair enough. And his fellow commander, the Destroyer class, Space Odysseus. I'm feeling higher C, maybe B.
Yeah, I want to say above Lady Windup.
Above Windup, below.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because he was
Gotta do
still
it this way. Oh no.
he was
Okay.
scary, but he didn't have anything too unique about him.
He was the initial repeatable? The initial villain who just appeared again and again until he was ultimately defeated.
Mm-hmm.
So he couldn't stick around too long.
Beat him when he was severely weakened.
Well, that was the point. You had to fight him battle after battle in order to beat him.
Yeah.
So yeah, he was tough.
Mm.
Now, Medusa.
Now, see, she was just there.
Not very memorable, more of a misunderstanding, if anything.
Uh,
I'm feeling somewhere in D, maybe C if you want to push it.
Mid D, I think.
Mid D, I can agree. Hiccup. I can agree with that.
I'm not sure where to put her beyond that.
I can put her there.
Okay.
Now, Benienma, the guardian of the underworld.
E.
E?
I wouldn't say she was a villain at all.
You know what? Fair enough. You got a good point. How in E?
Above Boudica.
Don't mind me just putting her somewhere so I can move her later. So below Siegfried.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm just doing that in terms of power.
Yeah, I mean, Benny Altered was just the guardian. You guys ended up in the underworld, so she had to fight you in order to see if you can leave.
Mhm.
Now, I do not know why I ended up putting both tokens on. I did not mean to, but Typhon.
I mean, they appeared and then they died.
However, they were with Zack the whole time.
And they actually protected Zack more than anything.
Only because they had to take his power over to the course of time.
Yeah, but still.
It was a self-defense mechanism to protect herself. She had to protect Zack.
I
And
say
even that was a part of her plan.
somewhere in D.
Somewhere in D. Let's see here. Since she actually had a plan,
Yeah.
above or below Arthur?
Above Arthur, because Arthur wasn't necessarily trying to be evil, I guess.
Yeah, well, except for the fact that he was the leader of the Wild Hunt. But that's not really
Yeah.
evil, that's just chaos.
Yeah.
Now, I'm gonna skip the Titan Typhon token just because there should only be one of them. Uesugi Kenshin, Nagao Kagetora, whatever you want to call her, the not ultimate one.
Fucking terrifying.
Yes, technically we can include her stuff in Extraneous, but she wasn't a villain over there.
I'm not. I was talking about, well, yeah, when she was indestructible. It's terrifying. I'd put her in B.
High or low B?
Mid B.
Mid B. Where relative to the beasts?
Um,
Because I need to put her down somewhere to start with.
I think right there is good in between the beasts.
Alright, works for me. I was actually going to put her one lower, but that works.
Yeah,
Well, no,
that works.
yeah, she can be above Kama.
Yeah.
Because she did Kama's job as a villain, but a bit better.
I like how she's above the ultimate one, even though she lost the ultimate one.
Well, she was above one of the ultimate ones.
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean, the Walpurgis.
Now, Majin X. Their story technically is not finished, but we can still put them on the list.
D or E.
They are
Because
pretty much just a bounty hunter. They are hired and they do their job, so that is the only reason they were a villain.
I'd say E. I wouldn't even put them in D. They're not really a villain.
I'd say low D just because they were that antagonistic force from being hired. It's like, would you say Boba Fett's a villain?
Yes. No. Yeah, no. Yeah, no. Boba Fett's a villain because he was doing it, at a certain point he was doing it out of vindictive.
Well, you could sort of say the same thing for her, where once she got Zack as a target, she just wanted to fight him in a fair fight without being interrupted for once.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? No, God, it has to be above Bluebeard at least. She's better than Bluebeard.
I like how you also put her above Dumont, which I will say yes.
Well, that just goes without saying. Now, we are getting into a little bit of spoiler territory, I suppose, if you haven't caught up with Final Note. But here's your warning before I say things. All right, you gone? All right, good. Those of you who are still here.
You know what? You should just edit a spoiler warning once we got to the new campaign.
You know what? I could overall.
I just put it in the beginning, just for if you haven't seen any of this shit.
Yeah.
But
No, yeah,
some
you
of
got a
it
point.
you should have.
Now, the Shogun himself, Tokugawa Ieyasu.
See, he was just going mad.
He has to be below the Black Prince. That I will say.
Yes. I don't know if he leaves I don't know. I think he's in a C because he literally just drove himself insane with time, and because he
Yeah.
thought he was doing good.
He, he thought that by destroying other people's worlds that he could protect his own. But it's not a good way to think about it.
No, he needed a reset.
Yeah, no,
He needed,
which he did not get, unlike other I can definitely feel C. Honestly, I'll put him with the other kings.
see now what would be how now what he should have done, if he could have done, is if like with each generation he could have, because you said like how he had his other talking heads
Yeah.
that he had. What he should do is after a certain point when enough of life lived, create that version of himself as a separate being,
Yeah.
and then reset and
See,
have
that
that
that would
there.
be smart if the shadows were all his past lives.
Yes,
Unfortunately, he didn't really have that call because
I
the
know, but
shadows are just a part of who he is. They all share memories. But it would have been nice if it could work that way.
yeah, that's
A
just
lot
how
less
I
headache
guess
in this world.
Yeah.
Now for the big spoiler name reveal. The
Mhm.
ultimate one of Uranus, Set, the Shogun's ephemeral transcendence. I feel like we can't really rank this one yet, but if you could,
I mean, based on appearance and scariness and the fact it's got to be next to Walpurgis at the least.
next of all, per Gibbs, I assume below.
Yeah, I guess we can't put it above because we haven't seen them in action yet.
Yeah, that's honestly the main reason. Because I would say that since you
And
could see hints of it throughout the entire campaign, between the name drops and the little hints that other people's spirits were being infused into it over time,
yeah, and
but
also just
without it
the
being
fact,
finished, no.
that we have seen Uesugi with an Ultimate One power, and we have seen the other one, but we also have who the base is ranked
Yes.
lower. So
Yeah. Well, all of the bases? Yeah, because both Typhon and Tokugawa are a part of this, so. And then there was one.
Madman.
The orchestrator himself. Which, this is not where I'm keeping him.
Yeah.
This is definitely not where I'm keeping him. Saying that right now. I am not that
So
biased.
so we haven't seen much of him, but we know of his power. Power alone puts him in A or B.
Power alone, he is above the Ultimate Ones. He has quite
Mhm.
literally created the worlds of Six Zenith and Extraneous. And for some reason, he is toying with Zacharias. For what
Yeah.
reasons has not yet been revealed.
Mhm. So I think it's either bottom A or top B.
I can feel top A, or not top A, bottom A, maybe even above Aya.
Okay.
I will leave
I
that
will
specific call to you.
I will agree with this. Can be above A because he's being quite malicious.
Yeah, well, partially.
Well, fucking with Zach.
That is the best way to put it because, yes, some of his servants are very much trying to kill him looking at the Black Prince. And then there's those that have actively helped him, like Heidi, hence why she's not on the villains list except for E. So there is very much something there. Not to mention he is quite literally the villain. But not enough to be S. I do not think we have seen an S tier villain in Final Note yet, but that is my personal opinion.
I would agree with you. For an
Okay.
S tier, they have to be memorable, and you want to keep interacting with them.
Yeah. But this is the
Ah.
list.
I know what S stands for. They are the sociable villain.
Yes, we've got our lovely S tiers with Moriarty and Ashia Dolman, who I guess played a bit of a similar role at a point in the campaigns, but
Ah,
not entirely.
yeah, I can see kind of the reluctant ally bit
Yeah,
at a point, but Doman never really crossed all the way over.
Dolman never became ally, but he did assist.
Yes.
While Moriarty, well, depending on which one you want to look at, was either
Yeah.
ally, villain, or both.
Mm-hmm. Why not both?
Why not both? But here's the list. Our two lovelies in S. Quite a few in A. Honestly, a bit more than I expected.
Yeah.
A good number in B, even though one might change in a bit.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I can say on that. C is solid.
See?
It's got some good ones, some who didn't do too much but were still villainous. Not to be confused with the word villainess.
Mm-hmm.
But it does have some villainesses in there.
Yes.
D, it's got your meatheads, it's got your lesser villains, the ones who didn't stick around that long. It's got your less than villains, but not quite not villains.
Yeah.
And then you got your E's and Tlaloc, who just hasn't done enough to be considered anywhere on the list. I could
Yeah.
make a separate rank for her, but no.
No, we're not just gonna make the Talal lock spot. She's been Talal locked.
Haha. I mean, some of the E's are memorable, but not for being villains.
Yeah.
Like Europa and Arya for sure, but not exactly for being her villain role in Extraneous.
Yeah. Same with
And
Thigh.
yeah, Thigh, but not not for being a villain, for being comic relief.
Yeah.
And I was about to say same for, but go back a little bit. Same for Heidi, not the comic relief,
Mm-hmm.
but just the role she's played up to this point.
Yep.
So, how is our list compared to?
And also, I also figured out another thing S can stand for, but
Yeah.
may apply to others, is survived.
Oh, you're right. Doman did survive.
But not for long.
We'll see.
Wait, my boy's still alive?
I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. But
Dave
how
pops back every once in a while.
how does our list compare to yours if you followed along and thought about where you'd put all these people? Or if you haven't actually watched all of Fate, I'm not going to say to go watch it all at this point, but watch Six Zenith if you want. You don't need to watch Extraneous. Final note if you want to keep up with the current stuff, but you may miss out on certain details if you. Hey, why are you here if you haven't watched any of it, first of all? Unless you just want to enjoy the celebration of the anniversary, but that's fine.
Yeah.
I hope you did enjoy it, though. But if your list is different, please comment down below on just how different. And tell us how terribly wrong we are with our opinions.
Yeah.
And so, thank you for another year with this channel, and we hope for even more.
Oh yeah, and comment if we missed anyone.
Oh, I know we miss people. But yeah, as well as that, you can put people who we did not put on the list, and you can rank them in the comments. And who knows, maybe some of us will even reply with where we think they would go. Maybe.
If I am told.
Thank you all for joining us. And until next time, goodbye.